Hello, and welcome to Multidimensional Wavelength. I quickly wanted to hop on and relay a message that I got from Spirit relating to arguments or disagreements with other people. So when there are two people in an argument or a disagreement, depending on how you look at it, or how you look at the situation as a whole, no matter what side you're on, there can always be a positive outcome to it. So let's say that factually the disagreement is, one person is considered right and one person would be considered wrong. And this is just based on facts alone, and you could really get into it about the perception of what's right and wrong and all that stuff. But if you take, for example, something as stupid as 4 quarters in the United States equals $1, we all know that is factually true as far as monetary value. So if somebody was to disagree with that, they would technically or factually be considered as wrong. So when those two people are having that argument or that disagreement, with that example, the person who is wrong or who said that that 4 quarters does not equal $1, the thing that they have to gain or the positive outcome from that interaction would be what they've learned. And now that this has a lot of different implications as far as how well who would be considered the right person in the situation, how they relay that information. Because depending on how they could say it condescendingly to point out that somebody is wrong, or they could do it as just a kind of like a factual statement / opinion, depending on if it was a different scenario. But in this case, with the monetary value, it would be a factual example. So the person who was wrong, who says that 4 quarters does not equal $1, they would have learned something new. So that is the positive takeaway from that, and taking into consideration that there's no other feelings or condescension from the other person. And then the person who is technically in the right, that says 4 quarters does equal $1, then they would also have something to learn, whether that could be patience, being humble, being compassionate, while either trying to explain why or factually stating it, or in another situation if it was just opinion based. So the whole point of making this, or the message that I got across, was there's always going to be a positive outcome, whether you're right or wrong in an argument or disagreement, as long as people are continuing to talk and it's all right to have different sides. And in that sense, I guess, to kind of like butt heads, as long as, no matter if you're the technically right or wrong person, as long as you gain something from that interaction. So at the end of the day, or at the end of the conversation, whatever side that you kind of fell on, as long as you have the open-mindedness, I'll say, to kind of see both sides, or to see how even something such as a disagreement can actually be a positive thing for all involved, that is when you start to learn more about compassion, open-mindedness, and just the connectivity of interacting with other people who, more so than are actually connected to you in various other ways, which I kind of touched upon in other videos as far as energy. So But I wanted to get that message across. Hopefully, if you've stuck with the video long enough, or if you've listened to this point, hopefully you have a new perception or take on, when an argument or disagreement or anything like that comes up in your life, and it's not necessarily getting the other person, whether they're right or wrong, to see how your interaction as a whole was a step of growth for both of you. But if you can see it from that perspective, whether you are right or wrong, then at least you know that you are doing your part to grow spiritually, mentally, or physically, just as a whole person. And that's always something that everybody should strive for. So I think I'm going to leave it here. But if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If you think that somebody else should hear this, or that you know somebody else that could benefit from listening to this, please share it with them. And as always, I thank you for your time, and I hope that you have a blessed day filled with love and light.